Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, bombard your social media and your online accounts with every aspect of your life, from your selfies to your self-esteem. Even if you don't personally have a Facebook page, a Twitter, a Reddit, or a Tumblr blog, so much of our collective focus is on how we are perceived. And so the pettiness of our lives oftentimes can bleed into our online presence. Often we become disheartened by social media, using it as a way to judge or compare ourselves against others, to the virtual reality we see online instead of like the genuineness that's around us. I myself have become dissatisfied with how I've seen these networks being used to spread hate and violence. So I believe that social networking can be used as a source for good, and I've been looking into a way that you can use it to spread more awareness and as being a beneficial part of society, and I was really overwhelmed by what I found. See, social media is a reflection of its users. It's a reflection of humanity. It definitely has its downsides, but I believe fundamentally that it can be used as a source for good. It can be used as a way to foster connections, spread information firsthand, as well as even saving lives. See, I'd like to explain kind of a foreign world where you can't see the postings of an old teammate, updates from friends across the globe, or God forbid, you'd miss some elderly relatives' Farmville invites. Social media is really the only practical way to stay involved in the lives of people you don't always see every day. And you can even join groups of people that share similar interests, or there's actually a big push for kind of more of an accepting online community. In a special report regarding the connection in The Economist newspaper, writer Martin Giles says that social media has ushered in a new era of global interconnectedness that will spread ideas and innovation the world over. However, one has to be careful not to get caught up in this whirlwind of connection, as researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Madison have shown that only posting highlights causes some people to compare themselves unfairly and discredit their own accomplishments. However, social networking is not only a tool for staying connected socially, but also a way to spread information, firsthand, without the problems of a biased the problems of the biased media that Devin warned us about last week. Malcolm Gladwell, the famed journalist for The New Yorker, credits social media with having reinvented social activism, and he's right. In all prior activism, the spread of information depended fully on having a favorable media to push what you want to say, and then this is the first chance we've had the ability to spread the information firsthand from primary sources. While mainstream media often neglects the portions of the hot stories, social networking gives the underdog a chance to be heard and spread, as in the case in the Ferguson protests of last summer following the death of Michael Brown. So now we know how social networking can be used to connect and spread ideas, but how can it be used to save lives and change the world? We are all familiar with the tragedy that struck Paris last week, but since we're not as involved in French Twitter, I'm not sure that many of us have heard the hashtag that's popped up, meaning open door, which is used as a way that with geotagging, it's used as a method of which people can say, here I am, this is an open door, this is a safe space, I will take care of you, it's okay. And then in addition to Facebook check-ins, it's been really influential in having people being able to be safe and connect with others. In the 2011 Arab Spring, Twitter again played a huge role as it enabled the people of the Middle East to reach out to the outside world, spreading information and receiving encouragement. As a result of all of the information being spread, this movement for equality and democracy really spread throughout the Arabic world, turning a few disjointed protests into a mass-scale movement for equality. Former National Security Advisor Mark Feifel even went on record stating, without Twitter, the people would not have felt empowered enough to stand up for freedom and democracy. So you see, whenever you hop on Facebook to share an article, raise a little awareness from the comfort of your own home, you're contributing to a worldwide cultural exchange, and you have the ability to make change. Doesn't the global exchange have much more long-term benefits than how many people like that photo of the lunch you put on Instagram? There are so many problems in this world, so much deceit and hate. We are the first generation to have the ability to combat it so easily at our fingertips, or should I say our keyboards. So I urge you, next time your parent blames our generation for being media addicted, Remember that we can be the movers and shakers, and we have the unique ability to literally change the world with a couple clicks. The next time a stranger says we are slaves to technology, remind them we can keep our friends close no matter where they are, that we have the chance to tell corporations that we won't accept the bias they're putting in our news, and then we can be the cheap people to use social networking to save the world, to change it. The world can be hugely changed by a couple of posts, so why not make one of them yours? Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah.
What would you say to someone who, so for example, like with the Paris thing, and on Facebook you could change your profile picture to the red, blue, and white. What would you say to someone who didn't do that and made a conscious choice not to do it because they don't think it makes that much of a difference?
I do agree that on a small scale it doesn't make that much of a difference. Whether my face looks like the French flag doesn't immediately change the world. But when you hop on Facebook and you see hundreds of people that have changed into this as kind of a silent standing and saying, we are with Paris, we are standing with you, it's okay, it is part of more of a global involvement. So I think that it is really important once you can foster connections in other people. Yeah.
What do you have to say, or what do you think about like kind of cyberbullying or bullying over social media? Do you think that's like a big issue we should take into account?
I do think that cyberbullying is a problem. However, it tends to not be as prevalent as most people expect. A lot of times the problem with cyberbullying is people sometimes do it unto themselves. They go on and they see some hot Australian model posting pictures in a swimsuit and they say, why don't I look like that? Why aren't I better than that? And a lot of that is done unto yourself. However, I do think that cyberbullying is a problem. However, with the mass scale online support groups and body positive movements, it's less of a problem now than it was 5 years ago. Mr. Patterson?
You had a comment that kind of bashed mainstream media a little bit, suggesting they were biased.
I do believe...
That's not my question.
Okay.
My question has to do with, do you think that the other media that isn't mainstream is unbiased then?
Oh, of course not.
Okay.
It's certainly a lot more personable, so it does have the immediacy of having problems within that. However, it is a way to spread information firsthand. It's like, this is happening to me, and I can put something up there and have it be, this is my personal experience, and it's not filtered through CNN and Fox News and have all of the different political agendas attached to it. Sometimes it literally is just a tweet saying they are killing my people and we need help. Any other questions? All right, thank you.